Good morning, dear students. I am Reshmi Disha. Let's continue with the topic group theory. I had given you an assignment for you to write down the symmetry elements of ammonia and BF3. We'll be discussing the answers later on. Now, let's find out the symmetry elements of this molecule, acetylene. You all know the shape of acetylene. Acetylene has a linear geometry. Here this is acetylene. Acetylene is C2H2. That is C triple bond C, and on each carbon we have a hydrogen, and it has a linear shape. Now let's find out the symmetry elements present in this linear molecule. Okay, the first one we can mention that acetylene molecule has the identity element. Acetylene molecule has identity element. Next we can see if it has any rotation axis. Okay, here there is a rotation axis. You can see it passes through all the four atoms: hydrogen, carbon, carbon, hydrogen. And this axis, on rotation through this axis, first let me tell you, we are considering all these atoms as small spheres. So we have a small sphere for hydrogen, a sphere for carbon, another sphere for this second carbon, and here another small sphere. So just think we have connected four spheres together and we are rotating it. So what happens is, for every small moment we'll get a small change in the orientation, we'll get a new orientation. Or when we rotate this molecule about this particular axis, by the time we rotate 360-degree, we get many similar appearances. That is, for each degree or for each minute, you will get a similar appearance. So how many similar appearances are there when we rotate this molecule through this particular axis through 360-degree? We get infinite similar appearances. Infinite similar appearances. And hence this axis is called, just we have, if the molecule gives two similar appearances while rotating through 360-degree, we call it C2 axis. If we get three similar appearances while rotating through 360-degree, we call it C3 axis. That is twofold axis or threefold axis. And if it gives four similar appearances, it is called C4 axis or fourfold axis. Similarly, here we are getting infinite similar appearances. So this axis is called C infinity. Okay, and it is represented like this with a capital C, and as suffix we have to write infinity. So this particular axis is called C infinity axis. Next, is there any other rotation axis in this molecule? Yes, there is one more rotation axis which passes through this triple bond. Okay, it passes through the middle of the molecule. It passes through the triple bond, middle of the triple bond here. So what happens when we rotate the molecule through this particular axis? When we rotate through this particular axis, these two, this carbon and hydrogen will come to the right hand side, and this carbon and hydrogen will go to the left hand side. Okay, and if we rotate again, this carbon and this carbon and hydrogen will come back to its original position, or this carbon and hydrogen will come back to its original position. So while rotating through 360-degree about this particular axis, about the axis which passes through the triple bond or the middle of the molecule, will get two similar appearances when rotating the molecule through 360-degree. And just see how many such axes are possible. Now I have drawn one axis passing, or it is on the of the screen. Okay, it lies on the plane of the screen. I can draw another axis which is perpendicular to the plane of the screen. Okay, that is, it will be like this from here towards back. Okay, that also will give how many similar appearances? It will rotate like this. From here it will rotate like this. Okay, in a clockwise manner. It will be rotating like that. So it will give two similar appearances. Is there any other C2 axis possible? That also gives two similar appearance. That's why I'm calling it a C2 axis. Okay, just like I told before, all these are small spheres. All these are small spheres. Now I have told you two C2 axis, one passing through the or one lying on the plane of the screen and one perpendicular to the plane of the screen. Okay, there are many other C2 axes possible in between the plane of the screen and which is perpendicular to the screen. You can try it. Or in each angle you can draw a particular axis like this. It's just like your pen or a pencil. Just take an unsharpened pencil without the rubber. Okay, you can try rotating that pencil throughout this uh, from the center. You can try rotating that pencil by imagining there is an axis through the center. In any possible angle, you keep your fingers and rotate it. You will get the similar appearance. So actually, we have infinite C2 axis infinite C2 axis passing through the middle, that is passing through the triple bond. Okay, and here and where are these C2 axis? It is perpendicular to the C infinity axis. Here there is C infinity axis and perpendicular to that C infinity axis is the C2 axis. In any way you can take it. Take the pencil, the the lead the lead which passes through the middle, that is our C infinity axis, and the one perpendicular to it will be perpendicular and which passes through the middle of the pencil, that will act as the C2 axis, and in any angle that C2 axis will be perpendicular to this C infinity axis. Just try it out, and if you have any doubt you can ask me, because there will be a small confusion about it. And this particular axis, it's called the C2 axis. So here we have infinite C2 axis, and one C infinity axis. So which has the higher order? C infinity gives infinite appearances, C2 gives only two appearances. So the axis which gives the maximum number of appearances is called the principal axis. It's very important. The rotation axis which gives maximum number of similar appearances while rotation through 360-degree. That axis is called principal axis. Principal. Principal axis. Okay. Now we have gone through the rotation axis. There is C infinity axis and there are infinite C2 axis in acetylene molecule. Next let us see the plane of symmetry in acetylene molecule. Okay, again here we have the acetylene molecule, and this is the first plane. That's the plane passing through all the four atoms. It's the plane passing through all the four atoms, and we can divide the four atoms into two equal halves. Here again, imagine these are four spheres and we have to cut the spheres in in two equal halves. I have drawn one plane here. Okay, this plane will cut the molecule into two equal halves, or all the four spheres into two equal halves. just like I have mentioned about the C infinity axis, just like I have mentioned about the C2 axis, through each C2 axis, we can imagine that a plane is passing through it. Or you can take the pencil, you can see in this position, that is through the lead, how you can divide the pencil into two equal halves. If it is a circular pencil, you can cut it in different ways, in which you can cut the molecule, you can cut the pencil into two equal halves. Similarly, this plane which passes through all the atoms, there are infinite number of them. Okay, there are infinite number of planes which passes through all the four atoms, which can divide the molecule into two equal halves. And see, we had only written sigma. Till now we had only written sigma. Now I am introducing this sigma v to you. Okay, the axis which passes through all the four atoms is called the principal axis. Okay, and if a plane passes through the principal axis, we have a plane of symmetry, and if the plane passes through the principal axis, or if we can keep the principal axis on this plane, then this plane is called vertical plane of symmetry. Vertical plane of symmetry, or it is represented as sigma v. Okay, I'll tell you once again. First we have to see the principal axis, where the principal axis is passing through, and if we have a plane which contains the principal axis, or if we have a plane through which the principal axis passes, then that plane is called vertical plane of symmetry, and it is written as sigma v. Okay, and here we have infinite planes which passes through the principal axis, and therefore here we have infinite sigma v, infinite vertical planes of symmetry. Is there any other way in which we can cut this molecule into two equal halves? We can cut it through the middle of this molecule, that is, we can cut it through the triple bond. Here we have the next plane which cuts the molecule into two equal halves, with a carbon and hydrogen on the left hand side and another carbon and hydrogen on the right hand side. Where does this plane pass through? Does it pass through the principal axis? No, it doesn't pass through the principal axis. In fact, it cuts. This is the principal axis. Here, this is the principal axis, and in fact this plane cuts the principal axis through 90 degree. The principal axis is passing through this line, and we have this plane here. That plane cuts the principal axis through 90 degree, or it is perpendicular to the principal axis. So if the plane contains the principal axis, it is called vertical plane of symmetry, and if the plane cuts the principal axis in 90 degree, or if the plane passes perpendicular to the principal axis, then it is called horizontal plane of symmetry, and it is represented as sigma h. Okay, so we have plane of symmetry as vertical plane of symmetry and horizontal plane of symmetry, sigma v and sigma h. Now let's see the elements of symmetry possessed by this molecule. If for every question, I forgot to mention one. Here we have center of symmetry. Okay, here we have center of symmetry. There is this point from here. If we travel a particular distance, here we'll meet a carbon. We are traveling back through the same line, and we are traveling back through the same distance. We meet another carbon. Okay, we are moving forward. Here we will meet another hydrogen, and if we travel equal distance in this opposite direction, we'll meet another hydrogen. So here we have center of symmetry, and it is represented by small I. So here we have elements of symmetry. We have capital E, that is identity element. Then we have C infinity, that is the principal axis which gives infinite similar appearances. Then we have infinite C2, infinite twofold axis, and that twofold, how does the twofold axis pass? It's perpendicular to the C infinity axis. Okay, so we have infinite C2 perpendicular to C infinity. Then we have sigma V. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention. Here we have infinite sigma V. Please write down. It is infinite sigma V. Then sigma 1 sigma H and center of inversion I. I hope this is clear for you. Thank you.